The silence of space is suddenly shattered by the sound of massive engines. Far in the distance, a fleet of Nitrax warships emerges from the depths of space, their dark, jagged forms glowing with an eerie light. The sky above Earth flickers as the ships breach the edges of the Sol system, their overwhelming presence casting a shadow over the entire planet. The Nitrax, the galaxy's deadliest species, have arrived far too fast, far too powerful for any force to oppose. The camera zooms in, revealing the first sign of their attack. One of Earth's satellites explodes in a flash of light, followed by a surge of panic. The giant fleet, thousands of ships strong, surrounds Earth, a predator closing in on its prey. Their intentions are clear, they've come to destroy. Cut to Fort Liberty, the most advanced military base on Earth, located high in the mountains. Inside, the air is tense, thick with anticipation. The alarm sounds, a deafening wail that fills every corner of the facility. Red lights flash, soldiers scramble to their posts, and technicians hurriedly activate defense systems. There's a cold rush of urgency, as if time itself is running out. In the center of it all stands Captain Bonner, a grizzled leader with years of battle-hardened experience etched into his face. His hands tremble as he holds the communication pad, the message flashing across the screen: the Nitrax have arrived. For a moment, Bonner's face hardens with a grim resolve. This is not a drill. This is the beginning of humanity's darkest hour. Bonner watches helplessly as Earth's defenses engage the Nitrax fleet. Anti-missile systems fire, laser turrets swivel, and fighter jets scream across the sky, but all in vain. The Nitrax ships unleash their overwhelming power, each blast from their weapons cuts through Earth's defenses like a hot knife through butter. Human technology is no match for the alien might. Cities fall in mere minutes as the invaders breach atmosphere and begin their assault. Bonner's face pales as he sees the destruction unfold in real time. His troops are already under attack, and their most advanced weapons are being wiped out faster than they can launch them. "We don't have the firepower," one of Bonner's officers mutters, her voice tight with fear. Bonner's fists clench, but there's no time to waste on regret. Earth is losing. With the situation growing direr by the second, Bonner's mind races. What can we do? It seems like there's no hope left. Then, a voice breaks through the chaos. Dr. Reyes, a brilliant scientist who's been working on top-secret technology for years. "Captain, the Cloakfire satellites. They might be our only chance." Bonner turns to her, eyes full of desperation. The Cloakfire satellites are humanity's newest weapon, cloaking devices designed to hide ships and weapon systems from enemy detection. It's risky. It's untested. But it's the only shot they've got. Bonner gives the order. In the cold silence of space, hundreds of satellites are launched. The cloaking technology activates, turning Earth's military fleet invisible to the Nitrax sensors. For a brief moment, humanity's fighters are free to maneuver and strike without being seen. But the Nitrax are no fools. They quickly adapt, unleashing a devastating counterattack. The sky above Earth grows darker. Humanity's resistance is crumbling, but Bonner is not about to surrender. The pressure mounts as the first human cities are destroyed, flames consuming everything in their path. With no way to stop the Nitrax forces directly, Bonner gives the order to launch the final weapon, the orbital bombardment. He watches the missiles launch from their silos, streaking across the sky. The explosions rip through the Nitrax ships, lighting up the darkness of space. For a moment, it feels like victory is possible. Humanity has struck back. But then, the Nitrax retaliate with unmatched fury. Waves of enemy ships dive in, unleashing a relentless barrage of firepower. The cloak fails. Earth's forces are exposed. Bonner's team is decimated, and Fort Liberty falls silent, consumed by the chaos of war. Bonner stands, watching the destruction unfold. The odds are stacked impossibly high. His soldiers, his friends, everything is slipping away. Yet, as the devastation rages around him, Bonner makes a silent vow to the fallen. "We might be the underdogs, but we will fight like hell." The battle for Earth has just begun, and humanity, in its darkest hour, will rise to face the impossible. Earth's capital cities lie in ruins, the once thriving centers of civilization now reduced to ash and rubble. The Nitrax have invaded with overwhelming force, and humanity is on the brink of collapse. But amid the destruction, a small spark of hope remains. Captain Bonner, though physically and mentally exhausted, knows that the fight isn't over yet. He gathers a diverse group of soldiers, engineers, and scientists, humans who refuse to give up. Among them is Dr. Sofia Reyes, a brilliant engineer known for her innovative mind. Dr. Reyes has spent years studying alien technology, and now, in humanity's darkest hour, her knowledge might be humanity's last hope. Bonner calls her into his makeshift war room, a room filled with old maps, a flickering hologram of the Nitrax fleet, and worried faces. Dr. Reyes, Bonner says with urgency, we need something that can turn the tide. Can you help us fight back? Dr. Reyes, always calm under pressure, looks at the data streaming on her console. I think I can. The Nitrax use a sophisticated network of technology linked to their hive mind. If we can hack into it, we might be able to turn their own systems against them. But it's risky, it's like trying to cut off the head of a serpent without being bitten. Bonner doesn't hesitate. We'll take that risk. Do what you can. As the Nitrax swarm humanity's remaining cities, their advanced weapons lay waste to everything in sight. It seems like nothing can stop them. But then, Dr. Reyes makes a stunning discovery. While examining the wreckage of a Nitrax ship, she finds an ancient artifact buried deep within the wreckage. It's a device from Mars, a relic from an old war long forgotten by both humans and aliens. This could change everything, Dr. Reyes murmurs as she examines the artifact. It's not just any weapon, it's a key to disrupting their hive mind. The Nitrax rely on this collective consciousness to coordinate their attacks. If we can disable it, we'll scatter their forces. We might stand a chance. Bonner listens closely, his hope rekindling. How long before we can use it? Not long. I'll need to reverse engineer it, but I can have it ready in a few days. Dr. Reyes's voice is steady, but Bonner can hear the strain beneath it. Every minute counts. With the Nitrax relentlessly targeting humanity's strongest positions, the resistance begins to fight back using guerrilla tactics. Bonner's forces, now armed with stolen Nitrax weapons and a few experimental tech upgrades, launch hit-and-run attacks on Nitrax supply lines and weak points in their infrastructure. They don't have the numbers, and they don't have the firepower, but they have the element of surprise and the will to fight. In one of the most daring missions, a small group of human soldiers infiltrates a Nitrax base deep behind enemy lines. They use stealth cloaks to slip past enemy patrols, planting explosives on the Nitrax's power generators. As they retreat under fire, the explosion is a victory, however small. The Nitrax are forced to divert resources to repair the damage, giving the humans a temporary breathing room. Despite their overwhelming disadvantage, the humans begin to gather momentum. Bonner leads his team on a series of raids, targeting Nitrax communications hubs and disorienting their enemies' coordination. Slowly but surely, the resistance is making its mark. Every strike, every sabotage, weakens the Nitrax. The underdog is beginning to bite back. Amid the victories, Bonner is haunted by the loss of his best friend, Sergeant Alex Turner, who was killed in a failed mission weeks ago. The death weighs heavily on Bonner's heart. Turner had been his closest ally, his second in command, and the loss of his friend has left a hole in Bonner's soul. But the memory of Turner fuels Bonner's determination to win. Every time the captain looks at the faces of his soldiers, he knows he has to keep pushing forward. He owes it to them and to Turner. One night, as Bonner walks through the camp, he overhears a conversation between two young soldiers. They talk about how Bonner keeps pushing them to do the impossible, and yet they trust him with their lives. If Bonner says we can win, then we will, one soldier says. The words hit Bonner hard. He's not just leading a fight, he's leading a family. The weight of their trust is a heavy burden, but one Bonner carries without hesitation. As he stands alone under the stars, Bonner whispers to himself, every loss will be avenged. We're not just fighting for survival anymore. We're fighting for each other. The next day, Bonner leads his troops on a daring raid against a Nitrax armory. With Dr. Reyes's device ready, they prepare for their biggest assault yet, a plan that could cripple the Nitrax hive mind once and for all. Bonner feels a sense of resolve he hasn't felt in months. They may be the underdogs, but they're not done fighting. Months have passed since the human resistance began striking back at the Nitrax, and every victory comes with a heavy cost. Earth's survivors fight bravely, but the alien invaders still hold overwhelming power. In a hidden base on a distant asteroid, Dr. Reyes makes a shocking breakthrough. She's been studying the Nitrax communication systems, and what she uncovers turns everything on its head. The Nitrax's hive mind is controlled by a central AI, located on their homeworld, Nerithus Prime. Reyes' eyes widen as the realization sinks in. If we can take down the AI, we can disrupt the entire Nitrax network. Their hive mind will collapse, and their forces will be scattered. Bonner listens closely, the weight of this revelation pressing heavily on him. This could be the turning point they've been waiting for. But there's a catch. Nerithus Prime is surrounded by a fleet of heavily armed Nitrax warships, making it nearly impossible to get close. Still, Bonner knows this is their only hope. They must strike at the heart of the enemy. As the Resistance plans their attack on Nerithus Prime, another devastating blow lands. The Nitrax have discovered their strategy. It's clear that the invaders are no longer underestimating humanity. Their fleet grows larger and more powerful by the day, and they begin to fortify their defenses around the planet. Bonner and Reyes gather the remaining leaders of the Resistance. "This is it," Bonner says, his voice steady but filled with urgency. "We launch the final assault now, or we'll lose everything." His team nods, their faces determined. Everyone knows the risks, they'll be facing overwhelming odds. But for the first time, there's a glimmer of hope. The end of the war may finally be in sight. Bonner, Reyes, and their squad prepare to infiltrate Nerithus Prime. The alien stronghold is like nothing they've ever seen, a nightmare of jagged towers and dark, swirling skies. The planet itself feels alive, hostile to all who dare approach. The human squad, now equipped with cloaking devices, enters the heart of the Nitrax stronghold. Their movements are silent, but every step brings them closer to the enemy's terrifying command center. As they sneak past Nitrax patrols and guards, the tension is palpable. Their mission is clear. Plant explosives on the AI's core and destroy it, severing the Nitrax's connection to their hive mind. But the closer they get to their goal, the fiercer the enemy becomes. Massive alien warriors, towering over the humans, patrol the area. Bonner's team strikes from the shadows, picking off enemies one by one. Their cloaking devices give them an edge, but it's still a brutal fight. Each room they clear brings them closer to the central core, but the risks grow higher with every passing minute. As they breach the final chambers of the Nitrax stronghold, the squad is met with overwhelming resistance. The alien warriors come in waves, and the battle turns into a desperate fight for survival. Soldiers are wounded, and some are killed in intense close-quarters combat. The squad is outnumbered, but they refuse to give up. Every step forward is bought with blood and sacrifice. Bonner's heart aches as he watches his men fall, but he knows they can't stop now. He's their leader, and it's his responsibility to get them through this. With the AI's core in sight, Bonner makes a gut-wrenching decision. The only way to ensure the mission succeeds is for someone to stay behind and plant the bomb on the core, which will destroy the AI and cripple the Nitrax hive mind. Bonner knows this means he must sacrifice himself. He looks at Reyes, who's been by his side through everything. "I'll stay. Get the others to safety. You can still finish this fight." Reyes's eyes fill with disbelief, but she doesn't argue. There's no time left for hesitation. Bonner takes a deep breath, securing the bomb to the core, knowing that once it's activated, there will be no turning back. As Bonner sets the timer, the final explosion rocks the stronghold. The AI is destroyed. The Nitrax hive mind collapses, and their forces begin to unravel. But Bonner's fate is sealed, the bomb takes him with it. The rest of the squad fights their way out, their hearts heavy with the loss of their leader. But they know the war is far from over. The final victory has been won, and humanity has struck a blow to the heart of the Nitrax. They've shown the universe that humanity, no matter the odds, will never back down. With the Nitrax hive mind shattered by Bonner's sacrifice, the final battle begins. Bonner's squad fights their way through the last of the alien stronghold, knowing that they must deliver the final blow to the AI core before it has a chance to regroup. The air is thick with tension as they approach the central hub, a massive structure pulsing with unnatural energy. Bonner's heart pounds in his chest, knowing that the success of the mission rests on the next few moments. The squad breaches the AI hub's outer defenses, triggering a countdown that echoes through the facility. The sounds of Nitrax warriors scrambling to stop them grow louder, but Bonner's team is determined. With a steady hand, Bonner plants the last of the explosives near the AI core, and as the timer hits 0, he delivers the final blow. The explosion is deafening, and the AI core crumbles in on itself, sparks flying everywhere. As the core shatters, the Nitrax forces lose their connection to the hive mind. The once coordinated alien army, which had dominated the battlefield for so long, suddenly falls into chaos. Their warriors stop moving in unison, turning on one another in confusion. They no longer have their leader, no longer have the hive mind to guide them. Bonner's squad watches in disbelief, knowing that they've just changed the tide of the war. With the Nitrax army in disarray, the human forces on Earth and across the galaxy see an opportunity. The Nitrax fleet, now crippled and disoriented, becomes easy prey. Human ships, now equipped with advanced weapons, launch a full-scale counterattack, targeting the weak spots in the Nitrax defenses. The space above Earth becomes a battleground as human fighters engage the alien warships, taking down the once unstoppable invaders one by one. The Nitrax, no longer unified under their hive mind, fight each other and scramble for survival. But it's too late. Humanity has turned the tables. Captain Bonner's squad watches as their forces begin to win the space battle. Human ships, once on the brink of destruction, now soar through the skies with a renewed sense of purpose. The Nitrax fleet is scattered, their ships burning in the atmosphere as humanity secures its hard-fought victory. Bonner, though severely wounded, smiles weakly. His sacrifice wasn't in vain. The tables have turned, and the human resistance has triumphed against the most powerful enemy they've ever faced. The war is almost over, and the Nitrax will never invade again. As the last of the Nitrax ships burns in the sky, Captain Bonner lies in the ruins of the central AI hub. His body is battered, his wounds fatal, but his heart is filled with pride. The war is over. The fight is won. The alien threat that had loomed over Earth and its colonies for so long is finally extinguished. Bonner's squad surrounds him, their faces grim, but their eyes full of respect. They've won, but at a great cost. Bonner's vision fades as he hears their voices. "We did it, Captain," one of his soldiers says, his voice shaking. "You did it." Bonner takes a shallow breath, a faint smile crossing his lips. He knows his comrades will carry on his legacy, that the fight they've won today will inspire generations to come. But in this moment, all he can think of is the people he's lost, the soldiers who sacrificed their lives alongside him. The remaining humans begin to gather, celebrating their victory. The battle for Earth is won, but there's no joy in it without the fallen. As Bonner's squad stands over him, paying their respects, they know this war will be remembered forever. Humanity has defeated an enemy far stronger than themselves, proving that even in the darkest times, they can rise above it all. Bonner's final breath is a quiet one, but his spirit lives on in the victory they've achieved. The war is over, and humanity has claimed its place in the galaxy. Earth is a shattered planet, but it stands victorious. The Nitrax Empire, once the most powerful and fearsome force in the galaxy, has been destroyed. Their fleets lie in ruins, their hive mind crippled, and their hold on the galaxy broken. Humanity, once the underdog, has defeated an empire that seemed unstoppable. The survivors of the war gather together in the ruins of the Earth's capital. They stand tall, bloodied but unbowed, looking at the stars they fought so hard to protect. As they rebuild, they remember the sacrifices made, especially the loss of Captain Bonner. His final words echo in their hearts: "We might have been the underdogs, but today, we are the giants." The weight of those words fills every corner of Earth. Bonner's death, and the struggle of those who fought beside him, became the foundation for humanity's rise. They had been the prey, hunted by a superior force, but now they stand tall as giants among the stars. Earth's people will never forget that victory, nor the cost it took to achieve it. In the aftermath of the war, the once dismissive Galactic Union watches humanity with a mixture of awe and fear. For centuries, humans had been seen as nothing more than an insignificant species, a blip on the galactic radar. But now, the universe knows their name. The humans' victory over the Nitrax sends shockwaves through the galaxy. The Galactic Union, once indifferent to their existence, now recognizes their potential as a force to be reckoned with. However, humanity remains resolute. They have tasted the bitter sweetness of survival, and they will never again be the prey. The survivors are not afraid of what the galaxy might think of them, they are confident in their own strength. They know that the stars hold countless unknowns, but they will face whatever comes next on their own terms. Their victory over the Nitrax is a symbol of their resilience, and they are determined to chart their own path in the vast expanse of space. Humanity is no longer a species at the mercy of others. They have earned their place in the stars, and now they will forge their future. The galaxy may fear them, but the humans know one thing for certain: they will never again be weak. They will build, they will explore, and they will defend their future against any threat that dares to challenge them. As Earth begins to rebuild, a memorial stands in honor of Captain Bonner. It's a simple, powerful tribute, a statue of Bonner, his gaze fixed firmly on the stars. Around it, the names of every soldier who fought and died in the war are etched into stone. The memorial is a place of reflection, a reminder of the great sacrifices that led to this new era. A new generation of soldiers stands before the memorial, their faces filled with determination. They look up at the stars, their eyes burning with purpose. They know that the peace they fought for will not last forever. But they are ready. They will defend humanity's future, just as their predecessors did. The camera pulls back to show the vast horizon as humanity's fleet, a powerful force now recognized across the galaxy, begins its journey into the unknown. Ships of all sizes and shapes move together, a symbol of humanity's unity and strength. The fleet sails toward the stars, ready to explore, to fight, and to protect what they have earned. The universe is vast, but for the first time, humanity knows they can face whatever challenges lie ahead. As the camera pans upward, humanity's future is bright. No longer the underdogs, they are giants among the stars, a force that the galaxy will never forget.